From the historic capital of open-wheel racing, Indianapolis, Indiana, it's USAC Unleashed. And now, stumping the loud pedal, ripping the lip, and letting her eat, here are your hosts, Dirty Dan and the Photo Man.
Hey, USAC race fans, USAC Unleashed radio supporters. We got one half here, Dirty Dan. We're missing the Photo Man tonight, man. He's feeling a little bit under the weather. So we're going to give you an overdose of myself. But I do have TJ Crawford, Tommy Lee here with me. How you doing tonight, Tommy?
I'm awesome. How are you doing tonight, Dan?
Oh, we got another one of those non-talkative nights, huh?
No, I'll come out of my shell a little bit, I guess.
You better get that liquid nitro pumped in you. Behind the boards, as usual, producer extraordinaire at Performance Motorsports Network, Mr. Bob Steele. How you doing tonight, Bob?
Doing good, guys. How you guys doing tonight?
We're doing fine, man. A little wore out, a little worse for wear, but we are hitting the reset button for next weekend. I can guarantee you that.
Man, I'm going to tell you, I was watching all of the stuff that you guys were doing this weekend at the 1,100-mile tour of racetracks, and you made me tired just by your posts.
That was nothing. Wait till you see what we got on tap this weekend, huh, Tommy Lee?
That's right. We're taking requests on our playlist this week.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that, man. If you guys haven't seen any of that stuff, you need to head on over to either my personal page, Dirty Dan Smith, or TJ Crawford's personal page, or I think there's one of them on the USAC Unleashed Radio Facebook page. But Tommy Lee and I, we got kind of bored, and we had our own little playlist going, didn't we, Tommy?
Oh, yeah, I think we hit every genre possible, so now I guess we got to take requests.
Yeah, what was that? We got to do Eminem or something this week, so... you guys need to look forward to that, man. That's going to be some cool stuff. But, yeah, what a blast that we had over at Tri-City Speedway over at Granite City Friday night for our road trip, man, for the big Liquid Nitro debut over there, TJ.
Yeah, that was really awesome. They actually had an awesome turnout there. I mean, the stands were packed. The pits were packed. I was not expecting to see that many people there, and it was full. Liquid Nitro was on tap. They sold a ton of it. I seen everybody walking around with it. It was a pretty good night in general, and we even got to see some pretty good racing, too, for stuff with wings on it, I guess.
Oh, hell yeah, we did, man. We got to see the USAC boys go over and run domination all night long. Brady Bacon picking up a win over there, which was pretty cool. But yeah, we headed back to Indianapolis and crashed out for the night. And we got on the road to someplace you'd never been before, brother.
Yeah, I got to go to my first trip at Eldora, which it's everything that everybody could ever say it was. You made me lag back and kind of get in front of me so you could see my face when I seen it. But, I mean, it was amazing. It's truly dirt track paradise.
It is. It's a pretty cool place to be, man. And a huge shout-out to Shane Wade and the Amati race team for allowing us to set up shop on top of their hauler Saturday night at Eldora. That was a pretty cool place to be, man. We had internet access. We had it all going on there. Want to apologize that we didn't get our normal videos out with the heat race winners and the top three in the feature. We were battling. Anybody that's been to Eldora knows you pit inside the track, and we just weren't able to get them, with the background noise from other divisions racing and things like that. So, Tommy Lee, we're not going to let them down this week, though, right?
No, we're not. We got Gas City and Hobstadt this week. We're going to be able to get a ton of content out, a ton of interviews, and a bunch of those dirty tens.
That's a fact, man. Like you mentioned, we're going to be at Gas City Friday night. We're going to be at Hobstadt at Tri-State Speedway, the class track. On Saturday. Both of those are USAC Amsoil National Sprint Car Series races. Then on Sunday, man, anybody that wants to meet up with Photo Man Rich Foreman, he'll be at Anderson Speedway for some pavement sprint car action there. And not sure yet, but I think Dirty Dan might show up in Terre Haute and hang out with his old modified buddies that night. So got an MSCS KISS sprint race going on there Sunday. But other than that, man, we need to we need you people to get over to the USAC Unleashed radio show Facebook page and give it some likes, show it some love, man. Facebook's throttling down our posts, man. It's not getting out to everybody it needs to get out of. We've got huge reach and huge impressions right now, man, but we can get it even bigger if we can get you over there and like the page. So make sure you get over to USAC Unleashed radio page, like it, so you guys get all of our posts and content that we put out. And as always, you can head on over to the USAC Unleashed Radio Show.com website and catch all the archived shows over there, as well as the current show. Links to our sponsors, a lot of cool stuff there. TJ, Tommy Lee, runs our Twitter account, and I believe that's at Letting Her Eat, right? TJ, LITTINEREAT. Yeah, on that twit thingy, whatever. I don't know. You young kids like that stuff.
The tweeter. That's what you always call it, the tweeter.
The tweeter. There you go, the tweeter. All right, man, we're going to get this show fired up and underway, and I do believe we have Chris Miller waiting in the wings to talk to after we come back from some awesome messages from our awesome sponsors right after this on USAC Unleashed Radio on the Performance Motorsports Network.
Waka Racing Promotions is a public relations team determined to grow and expand your name in the world of racing while guiding your image and car to the top. We use multiple different techniques from press releases, social media pages, and websites to boom your team or company ahead of the rest. Whether it be your normal race team wanting a sponsorship proposal or full-blown touring series needing PR help, Walker Racing Promotions can cover it all. Head to walkerracingpromotion.com to learn more on how you can expand your PR program with Walker Racing Promotions.
Hey racers, are you struggling with your shock package in your quarter midget, micro, midget, sprint, or super modified? Then check out Infinity Shock. Infinity Shocks has the latest available technology and is ahead of the market today with their Infinitune isolation piston. Give Infinity Shocks a call today at 765-865-1073 and tell AJ that you want to join racers like Shane Cottle, Frank Flood, Steven Shabester, Robert Ballou, Shane Cochran, and Thomas Meseraull in Victory Lane. Infinity Shocks, home of 300-plus A-Main wins in 2013, including 3 Golden Drillers from the Tulsa Shootout, the Donnie Ray Crawford Memorial, and the Oklahoma Micro Nationals, just to name a few. For personalized tech service, give AJ a call at Infinity Shocks at 765-865-1073. Don't be like the competition. Be the competition. Infinity Shocks.
And now, back to the guy who gets his jollies taking telephoto pictures of large-chested women at the races without their knowledge. It's the Photo Man and Dirty Dan.
We're going to take this week and throw the Photo Man under the bus. He can't respond. How you like that, Mr. Photo Man? Tommy Lee, I think we're going to get in trouble over that.
He'll get over it. We'll be all right.
There you go. All right, man, let's get this show off and running and light the light fuses and make things go boom with our first guest tonight, Chris Miller. How you doing tonight, Chris?
Pretty good. How you guys doing?
Doing all right, man. Doing all right. We've lost the Photo Man tonight, and I'm just lost, and I don't know what to do.
I'm sure you'll figure something out.
We'll figure something out, man. All right, let's back it up here a little bit. Tell us who you are, where you're from, and what do you race, Chris?
Well, I'm Chris Miller, of course, driver of the number 15 Performance Motorsports Factor 1, micro driver from Lafayette, Indiana. Been doing it for a long time, and third-generation driver, as a matter of fact. So,
wow,
been around it a while.
Third-generation driver. You're driving for you mentioned you drive for Performance Motorsports. That's another team that's been around for a while. So you kind of got the generational thing going there.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool deal.
All right, man. You and I had a good conversation in pre-production and talking about all this, and I'm just not even going to beat around the bush, man. I want to talk about this fire. Tell me about this fire at Kokomo.
Yeah, we had an engine go, and the rod flew out the front, and one of the bigger holes I've ever seen in an engine, but it was right at the end of the straightaway, and it threw all that oil over the header, and blew a big old fireball back at me, and pretty lucky that the fire truck was right there. I turned her in there, and they were able to put me out. But kind of a scary deal, there for a second.
Now, you told me that's the first time that you've ever had that situation arise in your racing career, correct?
Yeah, that is correct. Actually, it's I've had them flash, but I've never had one stay on fire.
The more interesting part of that conversation, Chris, not that that's not interesting enough, but we started talking about things, coming up, things that your dad had taught you, just racing awareness, racing knowledge, racing safety. Do you care to share some of that we had talked about with the fans out there and some of the things that you were thinking about as that was taking place?
Well, yeah, my dad, obviously, I said third generation, so my dad went through a lot of things with his dad, and they just little things like, the whole fire thing was trying to find we didn't have fire trucks where we raced, we just had water barrels and fire extinguishers, and you look for that fire extinguisher and go for it, things like that. When you're coming off the track, the car's slowing down, throw your hand out, let everybody know what's going on. Things like that it seems like we're kind of losing here lately with the younger guys, but some of them are doing it, so, hopefully it can get passed down.
That'll work, man. All right, let's quit talking about that stuff. Let's talk about what's your plans for 2014? Tell me about some of the racing you're going to do this year, brother.
We pretty much plan on sticking around US 24 for most of the season here. Plan on hitting it's now the Dwayne McIntyre Memorial there at Peru, Miami County Speedway. We also do have some plans to go to the bigger races, the bigger non-wing stuff in Illinois with the Paul Shelton Memorial. We're going to try to get down to SIR for the Sprague Memorial 2 down there. They're pretty good money races. So hopefully we can do all that.
That don't sound like too bad of plans, man. Tell me a little bit about this Foreman Motorsports team that you drive for.
Yeah, the car is actually owned by Peggy Griffin, and it's the car is took care of by Skip Foreman. Of course, he has 3 sons, and they all help out on doing all kinds of different stuff with it. We had help last week in the pits from Jim, as a matter of fact, and pretty cool deal. Just kind of like what I've been my whole time. Got a nice little shop, and they just put out some good equipment. Real nice, fun stuff, and we just have a real good time. So I'm really looking forward to the season.
I don't know about that Skip Foreman character, man. You might want to stay away from him.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot. So maybe I'll just tell him what the car needs and walk away. I don't know.
There you go. No, he's a good guy. He's a good guy, man. Has a lot of cold beer in the fridge too, so you can't ever throw a guy like that under the bus. How long you been racing, Chris?
This will be my 19th season.
And what's some of the bigger accomplishments that you've had?
Well, I've had a couple track championships, one at Camden and one at Miami County Speedway. And lately we've been seem to be able to make the money races work for us. I've won the non-wing outlaw shootout 2 years in a row. Won the Miami County version of that, the non-wing bonanza, in 12 as well. Seems like if there's a little bit of money to be put up lately, we've been able to capture it. So been pretty lucky with that.
That's not a bad deal at all, man. Anytime you can capture that money, it sure as the hell helps the racing budget out. That's for sure. And speaking of racing budgets, who's some of the sponsors that you have on board for 2014?
We have got Infinity Shocks and Cirrus Race Engines are our 2 biggest helpers this year. We've got Eldora Speedway on the side of the car, Tony Stewart Racing, Foreman Sheet Metal, of course. They put that beautiful car together for me. And just Paul Moyer Motorsports with the Hoosier Tires. That's about all I can really think of right offhand.
Now, you better be careful with that car that Skip's got put together for you. That's got a nice hand-painted paint job on it.
Yeah. Beaver.
It sounds like you've been reminded
a heck of
that,
a good job. Yeah. Well, it is beautiful. When I walk up, I always just think, oh man, what am I? Like how can I race this thing hard? I don't even want to get it dirty. So.
I know, right? I remember getting some pictures of that as it was being done. It's pretty cool, that's for sure. Chris, how do people get in touch with you out there? You do the Facebook, the Twit thing, and all that, any of that stuff?
I do have a Facebook, just obviously Chris Miller or whatever, and I have a Twitter. It is 15 Chris Miller 20 is what I am on Twitter. So
there you go. I call it the Twit thing. Tommy Lee, TJ, he makes fun of me for that. But anyway, Chris, we got to get out of here with you, man. It's been awesome for having you on the show tonight and talking to you, and we're going to catch up with you later this season, my man. All
righty. Well, thank you guys, and thanks for putting on such a great show.
Hey, thanks, man. That's the first time anybody's ever said that. There you have it. There's Chris Miller, driver for Foreman Motorsports, and running up there at US 24. And you heard all his contact info. We're going to be right back with some more USAC Unleashed Radio on the Performance Motorsports Network right after these messages.
Ever wonder what keeps the USAC Unleashed radio team fired up besides our passion for racing? Crack open a can of the best tasting energy drink on earth, Liquid Nitro. Liquid Nitro products are infused with nothing but the finest ingredients, including 3 herbs and 2 B vitamins to give you the best quality energy drink your body can handle. Liquid Nitro Regular, Liquid Nitro Low Carb, and Liquid Nitro Tropical Storm energy drinks contain a blend of herbs and vitamins that produce clean energy without the crash or aftertaste and without without those harmful side effects. Also, check out their line of liquid nitro shooters, a 3-ounce exotic berry-flavored energy shot that tantalizes your taste buds. And hey guys, you might be interested in their liquid nitro fuel for passion. It's an all-natural energy shot with a proprietary blend that helps us men feel, well, more productive. Check out their Facebook page at Liquid Nitro Beverages Midwest or their website at nitrobeverages.com. Real energy, no bull, Liquid Nitro.
6B Apparel gives you the winning look. At 6B Apparel, our award-winning design team gives your team style on or off the track. It's not too late to call 6B Apparel now. You could be the best-dressed crew at your next race or trade show. And for you smaller teams, 6B Apparel has no minimum on orders, so you can get the same look the big teams like Feld Motorsports, Lucas Oil Products, and more do at a great price. Call 6B Apparel now at 702-587-3313. That's 702-587-3313. Or log on to 6bapparel.com.
And now, back to the guys who think big wings are for people who have little, torsion bars, Dirty Dan and the Photo Man.
Boy, did we catch hell for that last Friday night. But moving on, man. Here's a guy that has his balls to the wall every time he hits the track. T-Mez, Thomas Meseraull. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Doing good. How are you guys?
I'm doing all right. We're short the Photo Man tonight, so you just got Tommy Lee and myself.
Right on.
Bob, you better have your hand on the edit button, man. This is getting ready to get rowdy, right, T?
Oh, yeah, I know how T-Mez is.
All right, T-Mez, tell us about what you got going on, brother.
Well, right now I'm just sitting here about to weld up a floor pan and a 240 mounting a seat and a belt harness bar for it. But racing-wise, man, it's been a tough year so far. You know, we want to do a little better than we've been doing, but we just keep kind of having some breaks and just bad luck and just not quite finishing where we want to be.
Now, this past weekend, you kind of had a mixture of that. You lost a mag in the heat race and got a DNF, but you come from the back in the feature, and I think you picked up a 5th, right?
Yeah, I mean, we were real fast. I mean, I caught the lead pack, but just, I needed a yellow, and it really, at the end of the day, it don't really matter. I got paid for 5th, so just another shitty night in my eyes. I mean, just part of racing is dealing with the ups and downs, and there's a lot of downs in racing, and right now we just can't quite seem to get ourselves up on top. But, we're digging. We're going to go down to Gas City this Friday and Hobstadt Saturday and go check out some USAC racing.
That's going to be a blast, man. I can't wait to hang out with you 2 nights in a row, especially at Hobstadt, man. That's always a pretty good track for you, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, I like that track. Anytime you got to back it in, it's kind of the California way is back her in on the gas. And, me and Darren Clayton should be out there putting on a show along with, Chase Stockton and some of the guys, Kevin Thomas, guys that are notoriously good for backing it in on the gas, always are pretty good there and fun to watch anyways.
Now, I was just getting ready to mention him, Darren Clayton, man. You guys done a chug challenge, and I believe TJ threw your name out there for a 24-hour cold, ice plunge or whatever challenge. I don't know what you kids are up to these days. But
yeah.
At any rate, man, you and Darren at Hobstadt are worth the price of admission. Do you guys talk much about that kind of stuff?
Oh, yeah. I mean, me and Darren, we're good buddies, and, we always talked. It would be really neat to just push the 2 cars out there and just go at it for a couple laps, throw on slide jobs, kind of do something for the fans, I mean, it ain't always about winning races, and it's hard to get that through people's head when it comes to if you really want to get sponsors and get TV time. I mean, it's entertainment, and when you're racing, it's hard to keep that grasp on that there's more out there. If it wasn't for the fans that come to the racetrack, we don't have a sport. If you don't have head count in the pits and in the stands and selling hot dogs, we don't have a racing purse.
That's a fact, man. Now you got did I understand that Clayton threw a nasty slider on you a week or so ago, and have you paid him back for that, or have you forgotten that, or do we got to pay back?
No, I was teasing because apparently there was some mad people after Putnamville at Darren, and he slid me, and I think what makes people mad is when he drives by you so fast you don't even see him there, and it's like bam. All of a sudden there he is, and me and Darren, we're good buddies. You know, even if we've gotten together on the track, and you know, we leave it on the track because we're professionals, you know, and we're buddies. So when we get back home, you know, it's all fun and games.
Now, what do you got going on in 2014, T-Mez? You're hooked up with a pretty good team this year, man.
Real good team. We're running a lot of the local stuff and USAC stuff. I'm driving for Dave Stensland. He's out of Fort Wayne. He's a doctor up there. We got 2 cars. He's also running Dave Darland when Darland's available, which is kind of cool, you know, because Darland's on top of his game, and it's neat to see what they do with the race car. And Dave's always going to the front, you know, and mainly because he's good at what he does and he can adapt to what car he's in and what problems we got, you know. But other than that, I'm running Carl Sandy's midget and doing a little bit of playing around with my little drift car toy, but mainly that's just to make a little bit of side money to you know, pay for life.
We all got to pay for life. That's fact. Now, T-Mez, a lot of people, you know, you mentioned that you're teaming with Darland up there in some selected races. Does any of his setup stuff, or you mentioned you're watching what they're doing and things like that, does any of it carry over to you? I mean, I've always been of the school of thought that each driver has their own driving style. You can put 2 drivers, you know, in identical cars and you know, you won't end up with the same results just because of the driving style. Is that what you find out with things like that, or is there some things that's really helping you?
Oh yeah, me and Dave are a lot different style, you know, and he's a lot more precise and smooth and calculated, and I'm more kind of gas it up, back it in. But I'm getting a lot better at driving the car off the right front, and you know, our setups really don't matter because he likes a car that's a lot freer than I do, and he drives it a lot more with keeping the tires underneath him. And like I said, I kind of back it in on the throttle and I sling it in real hard, wait for it to hook, and once it hooks, I go. You know,
those Infinity shocks help you get that bite, don't they?
Yeah, they've been real good this year. I mean, man, we've been real fast. We were real fast down at Lawrenceburg at the USAC show, and had some brake pads fall out of the car. We were real fast down at Putnamville, and we were a high point car. Started 4th in a tough heat and ended up winning the heat. Got to the main, and we were been kind of struggling with the motor program, fueling them right, and the thing we jetted it a little different. It just didn't run at all. I mean, I was out there just kind of spinning the wheels to try to keep it running, and we were fast, you know. I mean, and it's just we've been so close, and it's tough when you're only wrestling 1 night a week, and it's finally getting into where we're running a couple nights a week, and that helps. But you know, last week at Gas City, I ended up getting upside down under a yellow. They threw the yellow, and I didn't really see the light come on. Gurley was in front of me. He lifted. I lifted. I kind of got chalked up, and I was going to hit the infield tire. I didn't want to hit the infield tire, lose position. I was probably running 10th, 9th, and we weren't running great by any means, which makes it worse. And I just got up over his left rear, and I should have knocked the front end out because we ended up knocking the rear end out. I get upside down. And, you know, there was a first for everything. It was under a yellow. And it's just kind of been a tough year for us. Every time I hit the track, you know, something new's happening. And, you know, it's hard to get confidence when, you know, stuff ain't going right with the cars. You know, you're just trying to get caught up, you know.
Well, I think you nailed it on the head there, T-Mez. I mean, you guys have been fast every time the cars hit the track. It's just been the stupid little gremlin stuff that you really have no control over. But do you have plans to run Sprint Week?
Yeah, I think we're going to run Sprint Week. You know, if we got our hopefully we'll have, you know, 2 cars. That way we can run the whole thing. But, you know, it's basically just me and Dave. And, you know, Dave's a full-time doctor saving people's lives and keeping people healthy. So the race car, you know, isn't full-time during the week for him. And I got a full-time job, you know, 2.5 hours away. So Mike Fedorchek, he's been helping out a lot. Dave's dad, he helps out a lot, but he was ill. He wasn't feeling that good, so he couldn't help out this past weekend. And, man, it's pretty much just me, Dave, and my girlfriend at the racetrack when it comes to getting stuff ready.
I seen her down at Lawrenceburg with you, and she was working her butt off down there, man. You finally picked up the right one, haven't you?
Well, you know, she don't mind getting dirty. I've had a lot of pretty girls at the racetrack, and she's pretty, and she don't mind getting dirty. So
there you go, man. We all love them dirt track girls. That's a fact. Hey, you posted a pretty cool selfie on Facebook. Why don't you tell me a little bit about that?
Oh yeah, I was. Well, originally on Friday I was just going to run the midget, and like I said, we had been having fueling problems, so Dave brought. We're really only going to run one car a night, and Darland's going to run it when he's available, and I'm not going to run the second car. But we were just struggling on fuel, so he said, "Hey, I'm going to bring it down since you're running the midget, and we'll hot lap it and see if we got it fixed." So I was out there mud packing. I thought, well, if I'm going to roll around and just hot lap the car today, I'm going to make it worthwhile, and a picture's worth 1,000 words. So we ended up turning it into a long night and getting it upside down, but that's a different story.
Yeah, I thought the selfie was pretty cool myself. That was, you always see the GoPro shots and everything else, but that was just like a new element. Hey, T-Mez, who's some of the sponsors on all the different cars that you're running this year?
Well, mainly Dave. It's Dave's program, and we got a powder coat company up in Fort Wayne. Heck, I don't know any of the names of any of these things, man. We're thrashing so hard at the racetrack. We're just trying to go fast, and I'm just a stupid driver. I don't pay attention to none of that stuff. I'm lucky enough just to make it to the track with my gear bag.
Man, that's not surprising to me at all, man. And I'm surprised we got through this interview as clean as we did. But how do people get in touch with you, man? I know you got one of those Twit thingy accounts, and you've got a Facebook account, and what's all the different ways people can follow you?
Look me up at Thomas Meseraull on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. I actually Instagram more than anything, just because I like pictures, and pictures are easy to look at. I got to read when I got to read a lot. It's just there's a lot going on there, and I just stick to pictures.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Give me pictures any day of the week and no instructions. Man, we got to get you back on and talk about these drift cars and things like that sometime here in the real near future. But thanks, T-Mez, for coming on tonight. Really appreciate it, man.
Hey, appreciate it. Can't wait to see you this Friday.
Oh, no, man. We're going to slam some beers, that's for sure, Friday and Saturday night. I promise you that, brother.
Cool, man.
All right, man, there you have it. T-Mez, Thomas Meseraull on the USAC Unleashed radio show right here on the Performance Motorsports Network. And guess what, folks? We'll be back with his sometimes teammate, Dave Darland, right after this.
Walker Racing Promotions is a public relations team determined to grow and expand your name in the world of racing while guiding your image and car to the top. We use multiple different techniques from press releases, social media pages, and websites to boom your team or company ahead of the rest. Whether it be your normal race team wanting a sponsorship proposal or full-blown touring series needing PR help, Walker Racing Promotions can cover it all. Head to walkerracingpromotion.com to learn more on how you can expand your PR program with Walker Racing Promotions.
Hey racers, are you looking for an edge in your training program to put you over the top? Well, check out Racer's Edge Supplements. Racer's Edge Supplements are the best racing supplements in the business. Whether you need more energy to get you through your day, better concentration, or a weight loss supplement that will help you get lighter and go faster, Racer's Edge Supplements is what you need. With 9 products currently available and more on the way, Racer's Edge Supplements will be all you need to get you through your season. Visit us online at racersedgesupplements.com. That's racersedgesupplements.com. Racer's Edge Supplements, the edge you need to get you to victory lane.
And now, back to the guy that thinks McDreamy is Dave Darland. It's the Photo Man and Dirty Dan.
Man, I'll tell you what, Photo Man is getting thrown under the bus, and we're going to have to ask old Dave what he thinks about being Foreman's McDreamy, but I really think it's C.J. Crawford's McDreamy. Dave Darland, the people's champ, on the phone with us. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. How you boys tonight?
We're doing all right, man. You heard all that, right?
Good. I heard some of it. Didn't hear, you guys was off the air. I didn't hear, no.
Oh, there you go. Well, it's probably a good thing, man. It's probably a good thing, Dave. Eldora winner, man. What was that, number 48?
Eldora's awesome. I love winning at that place.
You look good in victory lane there, that's for sure.
I do love winning everywhere, but, that was number 48, and, this year's going well so far. That was our first win of the year, but it's been a good season so far, and we're off to a good start.
You know what I like about in those victory lane pictures, don't you, Dave?
What's that?
I like them cans of liquid nitro in your hand.
Yeah, those taste good after a long 30-lapper or however long it is. But, liquid nitro after the feature win is always satisfying and always is.
That's a good thing there, man. Hey, let's talk about Eldora, Dave. You run around there in second place most of the race, and then Stockton Stockton got up there high on his entry to 3 and kind of hit some ruts or jumped the cushion or something. I didn't have a real good vantage point of it, but from there on out, man, you dominated and pulled away on every restart. Was you just laying back there and wait and seen that happen and knew it was time to go?
Oh, not necessarily. Just you just got to go when you can and be patient when you have to. But my car was good all day, and I knew that we were just going to keep getting better, and that was the case. Where the track and, like you said, Stockton and a couple of them other guys got up there high and bounced around, and a couple of them got in the wall some. And when you said Stockton bounced around and got just slowed up, had to gather it back up, and I was able to get by him a couple times. One time I just got under him, and I seen him out of the corner of my eye bobble, and so I slowed up in front of him, but then he gathered it back up, got a nice run down the front stretch, and give me then a big slider into turn 1, and that got a little close, a couple of instances on that one same corner, but was able to gather it up and then put another run on him a little bit later, and I was able to make it stick, and so got the lead about, like you said, about halfway through the race, and led the rest of it. So it was a great night, a lot of fun, and Chase had a good run there too. He ended up finishing second.
That he did, man. That he did. That what you was talking about when you guys was throwing sliders on each other. I'll tell you, you're right. There was a couple of instances there where I thought it was going to turn ugly real quick, but it didn't, man. Two professionals doing what they do best. You're leading the points, Dave. The USAC AMSOIL National Sprint Car Series points, and granted that was only round number 4 on the season, but are you putting much thought into that, or you just let that stuff take care of itself?
Am I leading?
Yeah, you are, man. That's the perfect answer, man. That's why you're the people's champ, Dave.
I don't really pay much attention to that, but it is always good to be the leader.
That it is, man. It comes with some benefits, don't it?
Yeah, it does. I mean, no, I did know. Obviously knew we was leading, and it is just a great thing to be able to say. Like you said, it's way early. It's only 4 of 40 events, and but like I said, it's just no matter what time of year it is or what the situation is, it's just always good to be the leader, and we just need to try to stay there all year. And Phillips team, they give me a great race car almost every single night all last year, and this is our second year, and off to a good start, like I said, and hopefully we can stay on top all season.
Now, we tossed around the term outlaw about these young kids coming up that's jumping in this car or jumping in that car. I call Chris Bell the modern-day outlaw for doing what he does. But you truly jump from car to car. This weekend, for instance, you're going to be running a Phillips car. Tell me if I'm correct. I may be wrong here. I may be putting my own foot in my mouth. But you'll be running the Phillips car Friday night at Gas City, the Phillips car Saturday at Hobstadt, and then I believe you'll be back in teammates with T-Mez up at Terre Haute on Sunday. Is that correct?
Yes, that is all correct.
And what's it like, Dave? Give me, because you run some different midgets for RW, and what's it like going from car to car like that? Do you ever forget what car you're in, or do you have them all? Are all the teams getting them set up to where it's an easy transition?
Oh, I don't know. The Phillips. The Phillips car has been smooth, and I've been comfortable with that thing for all last year and then this year so far. And of the Stensland car, the 41 car you mentioned, as you mentioned, me and T-Mez are teammates on occasion, and I've only driven for him 5 or 6, 7 times maybe last year, and then 2 or 3 times so far this year, and we keep switching back and forth between cars. T-Mez drove one time, I drove the other one, and then we switched. And then last year, I'm not even sure which one I drove, whether it was either one of them two or 2 different ones. But it is a little bit of a transition. The cars are different, people taking care of them different, and so far this year, especially the car I drove at Gas City last weekend, the 41 car, I certainly got some fine-tuning to do on it as far as being comfortable and just making the thing what I want it to be. So it's not quite there yet, but like I said, with another, hopefully one more race of fine-tuning on the thing, we can make it comfortable for me and won't have any more issues like I had at Gas City. But even though we ran good, started 19th and finished 4th, it wasn't exactly what I wanted yet, so we'll keep working on it, and we'll keep improving on it.
I have no doubt that you will. Now, you run midgets for the R&W team, too. And Kokomo, you proved why Kokomo is, I mean, Dave Darland and Kokomo, man, you guys get there, and we've talked about that in some prior shows. But you got there and late for hot laps and go out and set fast time both nights. But tell me a little bit about that R&W midget.
It's a good team. Evan Avart is the mechanic, the chief mechanic on the deal, and Steve Wyrick's the owner, spending the money on it. So it has been going well. We ran good at the Chili Bowl. Actually, we ran third on our preliminary night and fourth or fifth on the main event night. So, and then like you mentioned, quick time both nights at Kokomo, and we ran second to Rico on the first night, but our second night's feature didn't go so well. But it is a great team with a new spike chassis with the Fontana engine that has came a long way over the last couple of years. So looking forward to my midget racing this summer too as well.
That Fontana engine in that spike chassis, it is putting down some power. That's a fact. Now, but you're running some Silver Crown stuff too. Tell us a little bit about that, Dave.
Yeah, there's something around every corner, but the Silver Crown car, we got off to we ran one time at Terre Haute so far for this guy. Mark Longworth is the guy's name. He's from near Dayton, Ohio. And, so we're relatively new team there that, he hasn't owned a team very long, and I've only driven for him that one time. So, but it is a good race car with a, Claxton Toyota engine in it with a beast car. So it has some good capabilities. And even at Terre Haute there, we only finished seventh, but we did have some good signs and I know we can make some improvements. So the Silver Crown deal on the dirt with him is looking good. And a pavement car is still working on a deal with the pavement Silver Crown deal with, maybe Terry Jacobs that I used to run the 92 car for back a long time ago. And then he kind of retired there for a few years and is considering coming back. And also maybe Johnny Vance's car might be in the future for a race or two or 10 maybe, but nothing is secured there yet. But, the dirt car with Longworth is, we're planning on doing the entire schedule on the dirt, and it is a good car. We just got to get, as I mentioned, a little fine tuning there on that car as well.
Now, I've got to ask you, Dave, this is something that's I've always wondered. How did you get the name the People's Champ, and what do you think about having that name?
Well, it's a great name. I do enjoy it, and we've, people recognize that pretty much worldwide now. Everybody, we want to see people from everywhere. That's what they shout out. So it's a great name for me. I do enjoy it, and just all my life I've just been able to, spend time chatting with people, whether I know them or don't know them, and just made a lot of friends and fans that way, and that's how I got the name through J.R. Todd, I think, and somebody else. I can't think of his name. Trenton will give me hell for that. But
that he will. Trenton will give you hell for that. Big shout out to Trenton too, man. He helps out a lot with not only supporting what we're doing here at the show, but I know he helps you out a lot too, right, Dave?
He certainly does help me a lot, and I know you're going to ask me how to get a hold of me later on, and I heard you ask T-Mez that just a minute ago, and my only answer is, call me on the phone. That's how you get a hold of me.
There you go. I won't ask you that question then, man. We'll let Trenton throw it all out there. I know he'll know how to get a hold of you. But
yeah.
Dave, I'm going to kind of put you on the spot here. Tell me about some of the sponsors, both personal and with some of the cars. I know it's got to be hard to remember them all with all the cars you drive, but who's some of the personal sponsors that you have this year?
Well, one of the best flavors I have is obviously the liquid nitro.
There you go.
They came on board, helped me out this year, and we're going to have a liquid nitro uniform here sometime before long, and that's going to look good with their nice looking logo. So looking forward to that, and obviously the Racers Advantage store. Steve Stroud out in Phoenix, he's a big supporter of me personally and some of the race cars I drive. So thanks, Steve, and Super Shock Brian, Illinois. There, he's helped me on all my cars, make my cars feel comfortable for me. B&T Miller Farms up here in northern Indiana, Jockish Flowers there in Indianapolis, Foxco Engines, BRC Chassis. Those are all the sponsors on my 71P Phillips car that I have acquired over the couple of years. Obviously, the 41 car has the Dave Stinsland's physical medical consultants is the sponsor on there, and so I'd like to thank everybody that helps us out, along with Steve Wyrick as the midget owner and the CML RW Securities there, and Fontana Engines. So a little bit of everything going on, and it's a good-looking season for me, and we're off to a good start.
Without a doubt, you're off to a good start. Now, you've got some T-shirts and some hats and things that's up for sale. How do people? I know you can tell me how people can get their hands on some of those.
Yeah, ask Brenda.
There you go. Now we got Trenton and Brenda both thrown under the bus. So there you go. They are some cool shirts too, man. You guys need to get out there and get your People's Champ shirts. There's some good looking shirts and some good looking hats.
We do have a couple of good ones. 2 or 3 different designs this year so far, and another one coming, and hats and can koozies. We got a lot of things for sale, and those are popular items everywhere we go. So looking forward to going on the Pennsylvania trip here pretty soon. Actually the Nebraska trip is in a couple of weeks. So when we go out places where we don't go normally, we sell lots of things, and I enjoy going to new different racetracks. Although I do enjoy Eldora about as well as any of them.
Yeah, I know. Trenton posted how special that was to be there and see his dad win at Eldora, and how cool it was for the family to be there. I know both your daughters was there as well, and I got to see you in victory lane there at the end and give you the big old bro hug, and hopefully we'll get to do that again this weekend, man. But you still owe me a couple beer chugs.
Okay. I'll do it right now.
You weren't very hard to talk into that, Dave. Hey, Dave, thanks for being on the show with us tonight. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. I am still celebrating my Eldora win from over the weekend, so back at that.
I'll have to head up there to Kokomo. So there y'all have it, the People's Champ, Dave Darland, right here on the USAC Unleashed radio show on the Performance Motorsports Network. And we'll be back with a TeeJays Breakdown right after these awesome messages from our awesome sponsors.
Ever wonder what keeps the USAC Unleashed radio team fired up besides their passion for racing? Crack open a can of the best tasting energy drink on earth, Liquid Nitro. Liquid Nitro products are infused with nothing but the finest ingredients, including 3 herbs and 2 B vitamins to give you the best quality energy drink your body can handle. Liquid Nitro Regular, Liquid Nitro Low Carb, and Liquid Nitro Tropical Storm energy drinks contain a blend of herbs and vitamins that produce clean energy without the crash or aftertaste and without those harmful side effects. Also, check out their line of Liquid Nitro Shooters, a 3-ounce exotic berry-flavored energy shot that tantalizes your taste buds. And hey guys, you might be interested in their Liquid Nitro Fuel for Passion. It's an all-natural energy shot with a proprietary blend that helps us men feel, well, more productive. Check out their Facebook page at Liquid Nitro Beverages Midwest or their website at nitrobeverages.com. Real energy, no bull. Liquid Nitro.
Hey racers, you know the amount of time and effort you put in at the shop getting your bullet ready to do battle is huge. Shouldn't the way you look when you climb out of that sick-looking ride in victory lane be just as important? Well, hell yeah, it should. Turn Noah's Shell Shock Custom Helmet Painting loose on a custom lid designed just for you. Join the Shell Shock list of racers like Ryan Briscoe, Joey Saldana, Christopher Bell, Matt Crafton, Bud Kading, Dominic Selzy, Kenny Rutz, Spud Allen, Joey Coulter, and many, many more. Go to www.shellshockpaint.com or give them a call at 704-929-8545 and join the Shell Shock list of champions today. Follow Shell Shock on Twitter at Shell Shock Co. and be sure to check out the full Shell Shock gallery on Facebook at Shell Shock. And remember, only the best wear the SS.
Going long and going strong. It's now time for that little feller who has everything in common with the real Tommy Lee. Except for the money, fame, and, a need for the Liquid Nitro male enhancement shots. It's the Tommy Lee of racing, minus a couple of inches, with TeeJays Breakdown.
No, I guess my headphones are cutting out because I could have swore that the only thing that I heard there was I have everything in common with Tommy Lee. That's so weird. Don't you think so, Dan?
I plead the fifth.
All right. I see how it is. Well, in anyways, me and Dan actually got to do, like you heard earlier, over 1,000 miles of travel this weekend. But the crown jewel of all the travel was my first experience at Eldora, and just being able to go to Eldora to watch non-wing sprint cars on a track that has been known to bite a lot of people, and to see everyone walk away from there, I think was pretty awesome. I mean, we had a couple wild rides. The track was really fast in qualifying and hot laps, and we had Brady Bacon coming out and setting the fast time of the night, and actually did it kind of late in qualifying, and then from there was really strong in the heat race. Was all over. I believe it was Jerry Coons Jr. and just couldn't get around him to get out of the transfer, so he ended up having to run the B. And speaking of the heat races were just awesome. I mean, as the Eldora announcers famously says, throw a blanket over them, because they were clustered together. There was passing all over the track. I mean, it was truly a great weekend and an awesome way to experience Eldora. And again, we got to give a shout out to Shane Wade as he was able to let us get up on top of his trailer and just give us a full vantage point. You got a little dizzy up there spinning around on the infield, but we were high enough we could see the whole track. And there was passes being made everywhere throughout the heat races and into the B main, where Brady really just kind of ran away with it. I mean, Brady looked really strong, and that's one cool thing that I'm seeing out of the Hoffman team this year is that, again, they are looking really strong. They look like they're going to have a really good shot at the points chase. They're sitting just a little bit outside of the top three right now, where we've got Darland leading points with Stockton close behind. But we do have a really tight points battle going on right now. I think there's only 21 points separating Darland and Stockton. So going into next week's racing, it's really going to start getting dicey, having a lot of sprint car races coming up. But anyways, like I said, Brady did run away with the B main this week, and he was really just dominating it. And going into turn 3 there towards the very end, looked like for some reason the motor cut out or the car died, and they ended up coasting across the finish line where Blue almost passed him. I mean, it would have caused him a transfer spot, but it was looking a little scary. Wasn't sure if they were going to make it back out. And then they did make it out in time for the feature, where we saw just a ton of slide jobs and haymakers and all kinds of stuff. And actually it just turned into be an awesome race where, Darland actually led one lap in the middle of a big stretch of the first 12 laps that Stockton led. And it was just back and forth the whole way. And it, it looked like Stockton kind of bobbled up on the top on lap 12, and Darland was able to get underneath him. And once Darland did, I mean, it was really, there was no one going to catch him. He ran away with the race, and he did it, making the track a circle just with a smooth, precise line, like everyone always talks about how Darland does drive. And, it looks like the track did get a little dusty later on, but it actually turned out to still be some great racing, because there was still enough moisture in the track for there to be a good 2-groove track and big sliders thrown. And it was awesome to see for my first time at Eldora. And, you come into this track and you understand that, Tony Stewart owns it, and Earl had it before him, and the history in this track. And you just can't help but think of all the greats that have won there, with all of Jack Hewitt's wins. And for my first time to go there and see a great like the People's Champ, Dave Darland, get a win, I mean, it was truly something to really set my whole weekend together. And now we get to regroup and we get to go back at it for 2 more rounds of AMSOIL National Sprint Cars, where we go Friday night at Gas City and then Saturday night at Hobstadt. And as everyone knows, Gas City is one of those tracks where you just watch them throw it into the corners, wheelie down the straightaways. I mean, it really takes a driver to be able to just manhandle the cars and throw them in the corners on normally a really tacky track, and just going to be for some awesome racing. And then you've got a place like Hobstadt where, again, they back it in and literally set the left rear tire on the cushion, let it eat, and zip down the straightaways, which, Dan, actually, I think that we have to be in the infield for that. Are you a little bit scared to sit down in the infield of Hobstadt and while those cars are jetting around you?
I wouldn't use the term scared, but, we talked about this this weekend and like you said, our big 1,100-mile road trip. And Hobstadt is one of the places that kind of get my attention and make the hair stand up on the back of my neck in the infield. You can't really watch the racing that's going on. You have to wait till all the cars get past you before you take your eyes off them. But yes, I mean, it's definitely one of the infields that we go to that will definitely get your attention. I can't wait for you to experience that, Tommy Lee.
Yeah, that's going to be a first for me as well. And you think about that, standing down there on the infield of a track like Hobstadt, where it's so fast and so darty down the straightaways, and they really get into the turn and pull the wheels up, and it'll shoot down in across the infield sometimes. And you can't help but think all of our officials, including Photo Man, I guess if he wants to be an official while he's at the track, I call him just a guy in a bright shirt. But, Photo Man and all of our emergency workers and our firemen and everyone, you really just got to give a hats off to all these people that show up to these racetracks week in and week out and put their lives on the line to help save other lives, and stand down in there and honestly put themselves in the line of harm's way just to make sure that we've got these people there in case something does happen. It's just something that we've really got to take our hats off to and commend them for everything that they do. And again, we're just really excited to get out to a couple more USAC sprint car races and do a little bit more traveling this weekend. And Dan, are we getting a hotel this weekend? Because if so, you got to get one with 2 beds. I'm not sleeping on the floor while you're trying to be creepy to me, buddy.
Yeah, you're in the trunk from now on, or we'll get 2 hotel rooms at separate hotels.
I actually did believe you and Rich whenever you first of all played the joke on me that, you were coming this weekend. We didn't know. I'm already in Indy. And then the second one of, you got to ride in the trunk now, because I would believe it out of you two. You always give me a rough time.
That was a pretty good one. Rich had you go on Friday before we left on that big road trip, and thinking that we forgot you.
He pulled it on me the week before, and I didn't even think about it.
Well, what's that say about you?
Yeah, the brain span of a goldfish.
There you go. But I didn't quite get the plan in place to make you believe that you were riding in the trunk, but it was almost there.
Yeah, I know. You almost had me believing it, and then you guys got to give me enough crap about how much I eat. I don't know if you guys have ever ate racetrack cheeseburgers, but I think that there is no better food on the planet than a racetrack cheeseburger. So these guys always want to give me crap about that. And I think that one of the best places you can get racetrack food is Eldora with the pizza burger. And then they've also got the toilet water for all the guys up in the stands. I've seen a bunch of my buddies back in the pits after that drinking the toilet water. So now I think that our next big goal is getting our sponsor Liquid Nitro into a lot more tracks. It was really cool that we got to go out and venture out for that and then actually hit some USAC stuff up on Saturday at Eldora. And we've got another big weekend plan where we'll have plenty of Liquid Nitro with us. And also, I'm sure you've seen the picture, but I was wearing my Dirt Dog gear on Saturday at Eldora too, and they've got a bunch of awesome shirts. The Choose or Lose, which is basically a non-wing sprint car, your girlfriend, one of them's taking all of your money. Or they've got the Hot Laps Pays $0 shirts. So make sure to go to dirtdoggear.com. Get yourself some awesome Dirt Dog swag. And our number this week for the Dirt Dog Gear prize vault is going to be in honor of Dave's win. It's going to be 7117. So just look for the archive link and post that in there, and you'll be able to go right through to get entered for a $50 Dirt Dog Gear gift card. But looks like that's been all of TeeJays Breakdown, so we're going to be right back after these messages on the Performance Motorsports Network.
Walker Racing Promotions is a public relations team determined to grow and expand your name in the world of racing while guiding your image and car to the top. We use multiple different techniques from press releases, social media pages, and websites to boom your team or company ahead of the rest. Whether it be your normal race team wanting a sponsorship proposal or full-blown touring series needing PR help, Walker Racing Promotions can cover it all. Head to walkerracingpromotion.com to learn more on how you can expand your PR program with Walker Racing Promotions.
Ever wonder what keeps the USAC Unleashed radio team fired up besides their passion for racing? Crack open a can of the best tasting energy drink on earth, Liquid Nitro. Liquid Nitro products are infused with nothing but the finest ingredients, including 3 herbs and 2 B vitamins to give you the best quality energy drink your body can handle. Liquid Nitro Regular, Liquid Nitro Low Carb, and Liquid Nitro Tropical Storm energy drinks contain a blend of herbs and vitamins that produce clean energy without the crash or aftertaste and without those harmful side effects. Also, check out their line of Liquid Nitro Shooters, a 3-ounce exotic berry-flavored energy shot that tantalizes your taste buds. And hey guys, you might be interested in their Liquid Nitro Fuel for Passion. It's an all-natural energy shot with a proprietary blend that helps us men feel, well, more productive. Check out their Facebook page at Liquid Nitro Beverages Midwest or their website at nitrobeverages.com. Real energy, no bull, Liquid Nitro. And now, back to the 2 guys that think the 3 most important aspects of covering the race are barbecue, beer, and broads. It's Dirty Dan and the Photo Man.
Hey, that's got to be the top 3. Oh, in the racing, man. Got to cover the racing. But at any rate, man. Hey, when we left Eldora, I made a post talking about and thanking all the people that come up to us face to face this weekend and thanked us for doing this show and thanked us for what we're doing. And it was a very humbling experience for me to hear that from all the different people, the teams, the drivers, the fans. It was humbling. It was totally cool. And things like that. But I just want you guys to know out there in USAC Unleashed land that that's the reason we do it. You're the reason we do this. We don't do it for ourselves. We do it to promote the racers, to promote USAC racing, to, get the things for you fans that you normally wouldn't get. That's part of our craziness on the road with things like the videos TJ and I put out this weekend and all that crazy kind of stuff. So I'm glad you guys are all enjoying it. We're going to keep our game stepped up. We're going to continue to make things go boom and have some fun with that, aren't we, Tommy Lee?
Oh yeah, always. It's not. There's nothing more fun than being on the road, especially when you're on the road chasing USAC. And I think that it's almost our duty that if we get the privilege to live in Indiana and see all of these great races, that we just share it with everyone out there, because this is something that we love. A lot of people love. USAC is a great sport, and we want to see it be the best. And that's our plan. Is we want to get it out there, get people back interested in what Indiana non-wing racing has to offer, because I really don't think you're going to find anything more exciting, and I think I know a lot of people that are going to agree with that too.
If people could read what I was sending you in the chat, man. I agree. Yeah, I agree, Tommy Lee. Hey, one more shout out before we get out of here, and I know we give a lot of shout outs, but I want to thank the Farney Racing family for feeding us at Eldora in the pit lane. They're outside the track where they were doing maintenance. Man, they gave us some chicken sticks and some barbecue chicken, man. I really appreciate that. Jimmy Miller, good luck with your Micro Sprint Nation stuff, man. I know you're going to make things go boom. Kevin Miller and the whole USAC race team, thanks a lot for all the access that you allow us to have and the things that you do for us. It's pretty cool. Moving on, our sponsors, man, Performance Motorsports Network.com. You can find them at Performance Motorsports Network on Facebook. Get over there, check them out. There's all kinds of cool racing going on there. 6bapparel.com. Chris Boson, man. If you guys need team shirts, banners, anything like that, give Chris a call at 702-587-3313. Let him know Dirty Dan from USAC Unleashed sent you over there, and he'll give you the good deal. And I promise it won't be one of those typical friend deals. Racer'sEdgeSupplements.com or Racer's Edge Supplements on Facebook. Steve Lease, man, this stuff is actually working. I can actually fit into a 2X now, man. So this stuff is working. Walker Race Promotions, Brian Walker. The things he does for us running a website, that's, we couldn't do all this without you, Brian. We really appreciate it. So get over there to Walker Race Promotion, racingpromotions.com. If you're a racer, and check out what he can do for you, man. They do a lot of stuff over there for the grassroots racers. Infinity Shocks, AJ, you're the bomb. Thanks a lot, brother. Appreciate it. Find Infinity Shocks on Facebook under Infinity Shocks, or give AJ a call at 765-865-1073. Finer Details Graphics, they do all our stickers, they do car wraps, they do all kinds of cool stuff, man. They're up in Peru, Indiana. Give them a call at 765-472-1705. ShellShockPaint.com, our buddy Noah Enos over there at Shell Shock, putting out some awesome lids. Give Noah a call or check him out at ShellShockPaint.com. RichForemanPhotos.com. Photo man, we missed you tonight, but, hey, it is what it is, man. LiquidNitroBeverages.com. Get over there, check it out. Tell them you want liquid nitro in your neighborhoods and help them get it to you. TJ, you got about 30 seconds, man, but I hear you got a good cause. You want to jump out.
Yeah, definitely. There's a girl you've seen her all over Twitter, all over Facebook. It's Help Jocelyn, help_JAUSLYN, and she's basically trying to raise money to get her a new wheelchair to get her around the track. So go check her out on Twitter, send some donations, and we'd greatly appreciate it.
There you go. Get over there and help her out, man. Show her what the racing community is all about. Mr. Steele, another one's in the can. And until next week, this is Dirty Dan on behalf of Photo Man Rich Foreman. We miss your brother Tommy Lee, TJ Crawford, the Marlboro Man Bob Steele, USAC Unleashed Radio here on the Performance Motorsports Network, www.USACUnleashedRadioshow.com, and Lutner Reed on Twitter, man. I'm done. We're out of here. Later.
USAC Unleashed is a copyrighted production of PerformanceMotorsportsNetwork.com, a member of the Scorpion Radio Group, Inc., and may not be rebroadcast, replicated, or saved in any media without the explicit written permission of PMN. Check out our Facebook page, USAC Unleashed Radio Show, or our section on the PMN website. The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and guests and do not necessarily reflect those of the management and ownership of either PMN or Scorpion Radio Group, Inc. Be listening next week as we rev it up with USAC Unleashed, exclusively on the Performance Motorsports Network.